I'm planting the catawba worm trees. I got 2 set out right here, and I've planted 2 already behind me, but these are the southern catawba worm trees. I'm planting them 15 feet apart just to give them room. It says they can get up to 40 feet wide, so I kind of want them to get where they'll eventually, the limbs will touch and kind of grow into each other, make one big tree. But I'm going to show y'all the best way to plant trees, especially small trees like this, especially when it's during the summer like it is now in the middle of July. So I'm going to go ahead and dig the holes. Okay, got the holes dug. So the first thing you want to do with the holes is make sure they're 2 to 3 times the size of your pot that your plant, shrub, flowers, whatever are in. You want it to be at least twice of loose dirt when you fill it back in. That way the roots have somewhere to grow. They're not growing into this super hard dirt. You'll have all this soft dirt for the roots to grow into, the fresh roots. So then I'm going to show you the little tip I do. I've got a container of water there. So I'm going to take my plant here, kind of roll it inside this container just to break it up some. Then I'm going to ease it out. Well, then you can see all these roots are tied up. You just want to kind of gently rough them up a little bit. That way they're not going to start growing in a spiral once you plant. So once you do that, it'll just help the roots grow better. So then, what I like to do, the tip I was going to say, the best way I think to do it is have a container of water like this and take your plant and just let it sit there for 15-20 seconds. Just let it soak up as much water as it can. 15, 20, 30 seconds, however long, depending on the size of your plant. Then once it's soaked a little bit of it, you can pull it out. And then I like to have about 3 or 4 inches on the bottom below the plant of soft dirt, so the roots on the bottom have somewhere to go. And then you just set it in there. Try to get it flush with the ground. And then you just take your dirt that you dug up and you just fill the hole in. That's about all you do. That's about the gist of it. To me, that's the best way to do it, because I know now in there that the tree has been watered, and I know it got down in the roots and all, so I shouldn't have too much to worry about. But as hot as it is and as fresh as this plant's going to be, probably going to want to water it like a deep soaking, probably every other day, every few days maybe. You just have to kind of watch the plant and see how it's doing once you plant it and go from there. So that pretty much sums up, I think, the best way to put a fresh plant in, a tree, whatever it is. So now I'm going to go over here in a second and I'll meet y'all at the second tree. Okay, so here we are at the second tree. I've got the same hole. It's about twice the size of my tree. I've got several inches down here at the bottom of loose dirt so the roots on the bottom can grow. It won't be into something really hard, like a hard bottom. Kind of break up some of these big chunks. And then the reason you make it twice the size, like I said, like this is super hard here on the side. And you give it room for those fresh roots to really grow. I'm just going to roll it. Try to ease it out. Pops out. Going to release some of the roots. Ones on the bottom. Release them. Kind of scratch the sides a little bit. Then I'm going to soak it for, like I said, about 15-20 seconds. Just making sure it gets the water that it needs. Because sometimes watering it from the top once you plant it, sometimes it doesn't get all the way to the bottom. And it doesn't really get a good watering. Okay, so now ease it out. It's full of water, you can hear it running out. And then we're just going to ease it in there. And then you're just going to come back with the dirt that you dug up. And you could add fertilizer in here a little bit. But I'm going to come back later on and use that Miracle Grow dissolvable. Just something a little easier on it. I want to do a granule and it be too hot or something and burn the plant. So I'm going to give it a week or two, kind of let it set in before I fertilize it or so, a couple weeks maybe. Just give it time to settle and hopefully not be in too much shock. So there's my best way, in my opinion, to make sure your plant's getting enough water, especially off the start, especially if you plant now, middle of the summer. It's really hot, dry. So I'm going to come back. I'm still going to water these. I'm still going to put some water, pour it on top, and still give them some, just to be sure, but that's about it. Kind of pack it in there a little bit, make sure it's settled. This one I could have probably went a little higher. So you just come back with your stuff, and then it is planted. And that is how you do it. So stay updated. Keep watching my videos. I'll keep y'all updated on everything, and we'll watch them grow together. Thank you for watching.